Today's video, we're going to be talking about the 5 things that you need to incorporate every single day in order to live a happy, meaningful, and purposeful life. A long time ago, 3 to 5 years now, I would feel that my life had no purpose, had no direction, and I would always ask myself, what is the purpose that I'm here? What am I doing here? Why does every day feel so repetitive? Why does life feel like this weird, strange matrix? This weird thing that we're just living on autopilot every single day, the same day on cycle. Wake up, do the same routine. Most of the time they're mundane, and then just go to sleep. Like, there has to be more. There has to be more excitement. But when I started chasing these excitements, like traveling to new places, getting dopamine from different countries, trying all these new activities and experiencing new things, yes, it was nice. But the number one thing that I missed was those mundane, repetitive, routinely activities. So I began to understand and reflect that it's the simplicity that we crave in life, because chasing the next thing is like a drug. You're just chasing more and more dopamine, more and more happiness that you think is going to bring your life some sort of purpose, happiness, joy, but in reality it's not. So what I developed was, and it's probably not my first idea, but developed over the time of reading different books, living and experiencing different things that bring me happiness and simplicity. And I've realized now, since 2025, so the past 5 years, I haven't had one bad day. I've been living my best life every single day, and I have no complaints. Life is great. I figured it out. And I'm going to tell you the secret to living a happy and purposeful life. So the 5 things that you need to incorporate into your daily life every single day to live your best life in order to feel purposeful, happy, and just have a reassurance of why you're here and what you're doing are these 5 things. First is every single day you must spend learning. You must spend learning something new, whether that be reading a book, whether that be being a part of a course, or whether that just be studying and practicing something. Why? Because we as humans are always craving for information. That's why social media has been developed and it's so exploding like crazy. We're always craving new things. We're always craving to learn more about a topic. But most of us think that learning stops after high school. Learning stops after if you attend college. And this is the wrong mindset, because then we end up with a fixated mindset rather than an open mindset. Meaning, we tend to close our minds into what we've already learned to a certain point and then cap ourselves. Okay, there's nothing else I need to know. There's nothing else I need to study. There's nothing else I need to develop about myself. That's it. And this is extremely dangerous, because you're going to be 60, 80, 90 years old one day and have the same mindset as you did when you were 18, 19, 22, when you graduated. So think about that for a second and reflect on how dangerous that is and how that stops you and put a cap on your limit as to how far you can develop and grow as a human being. So what I like to do is I like to spend each year, last year I just graduated from university studying communications, and this year I've signed up to a personal training course because I want to learn how to do, or I am already a personal trainer, but I want to expand my knowledge, become certified just for the shits of it, but B, also learn and dive into the things that I might not already know. I've been training for 5 years, but there's always things that I can learn more about. There's always ways to expand my knowledge. So that's one of the things I'm focusing on this year, of learning. But then also every single day, I'm reading books. I'm trying to expand my knowledge, my mindset about different things. Last week, I just finished a book called Surrounded by Idiots, learning about people's personalities, how to deal with them, and learning how to interact with different people. Because we're all different. We all hold certain different characteristics. And this book was great to teach me how to be more social, deal with people's highs and lows, and deal with different personalities and learn about how you can interact with different personalities. But now I'm started a book, and let me know if you read this one or if you have read this one. It's called The Courage to Be Disliked. And it's basically similar to the book with, I can't remember now, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, where it's Napoleon Hill interviewing the devil. This book, The Courage to Be Disliked, is a young child lost in the world, doesn't really know how to figure it out, interviewing a psychologist. And he grasps and pulls a lot of his theories from Greek philosophy. So I'm really excited for this book. I'll let you guys know how it is. But that's number one. Always spend time learning. Learning doesn't stop when you graduate, when you finish high school. This is a horrible mindset to have. Number two is, and none of these are, well, the last one's the most important, but none of these are really one's more important than the other. The first, okay, maybe the last two are the most important too, but these first three are, there's not one that's more important than the other. But now, number two is spend time in daily exercise. Spending time in daily exercise, has so many benefits for longevity, but I don't want to tell you about the benefits. I want to tell you about why you should be doing it. Why you should be doing it is because as you get older, you get weaker, of course. And as you get weaker, you get more prone to different health issues, etc. and etc. So, if you spend your time exercising, training, you're just boosting your mood every single day. You're increasing your longevity, but also you're protecting yourself from aging, basically. You're keeping your body young. You're spending energy to receive energy. And in this life, we know that we need energy to do things. Spend time with our family, travel, work, etc. So, the most important aspect about training is that it gives you energy, that it keeps you healthy, but also it just, every day you're just filled with these endorphins and your serotonin is increased and you're just absolutely loving life. You just have such a more positive outlook to life because all of your hormones, your happy hormones, are elevated and you're just constantly, I'm telling you guys, since 2020 I haven't had one bad day. Every day is just happy. Of course I have problems, of course I deal with things, but I've learned to deal with them in a positive perspective. So that's number two. Number three is spend time with, wait, give me a second because I do have to remember it. I don't want to say the last two yet because those are special surprises. Spend time learning. spend time training, spend time with God. One more. I'm missing the last. One more I'm missing. I gotta think about it. Okay, well, if it comes to me, I'll tell you guys. But I'll go to number 4. If number 3 comes to me in the meantime, I'll tell you. So number 4, these are the top 2 things that are the most important, is spend time with family and friends. It's so simple. Oh, actually, I just remembered. Number 3, spend time to your Ikigai. So I finished a book called Learning About Your Ikigai. It's a Japanese book. And it basically teaches you how to find your purpose, how to live a purposeful life. And basically, the main thing that it highlights is focusing on doing something every single day that brings you happiness, brings you drive, figuring out what your mission, why you're here, closer to developing your purpose. Because yes, of course, some of us have bills, some of us need money and income to do things and live life. But for most people, this isn't what makes them happy. This isn't what they're here to do. They just got into the first job that they were offered after school. They, listened to their parents and became doctors or lawyers because they didn't want to disappoint their parents. And now they're miserable, they don't like their life, and they feel like they're not doing their purpose. You need to figure out and spend time developing and learning about why you're here, what your skills and strengths are, and then figuring out what makes you happy and how you can provide that in a service or a product towards and help society better. So for example, if you love, helping old people, figure out with your skills, with your special talents, how you can dedicate that to helping and serving old people. Whether that be by creating a product that serves and helps old people feel better, or elderly or senior. I don't know if old people is a good word to describe these people, but yeah, you know what I mean. Or if you like to help old people, work at a old age retirement center. Like, this is just an example, but you know what I mean. And spend, if your main job is, let's say you're a lawyer, but you really have a passion and a calling to helping older people, maybe see if you could pair law with elderly. Or if you don't want to pair law with elderly because you absolutely hate being a lawyer, 1 hour on the weekends, if you have time and make time, go dedicate or volunteer at a elderly facility. And then you figure out and craft and slowly build towards figuring out, okay, yeah, this is something I want to dedicate more time to. This is something I really love. This is what brings me happiness and pleasure and purpose and makes me feel a more understanding of why I'm here on this earth in the first place. So that's number 3. Number 4, like I mentioned or already started talking about, this is the second most important thing. The first is the last one. Spending time every single day with family and friends. Every single day, whether it be with your friends, whether it be with your parents, your girlfriend, dedicating yourself to one woman, and if you're a girl, dedicating yourself to one man, and compounding those relationships. Because just like the stock market, relationships have their up and downs. But the longer and more time that you dedicate to single relationships, rather than just chasing the new one, the better and stronger that bond between those people are. You and your mom, you and your girlfriend, you and your best friend, you and your dad, you and your brother, your sister, etc. Because yes, people have their problems, yes, people have their arguments, but life is too short to hold grudges. Life is too short to not forgive and move on. And the longer that you hold on to grudges, the longer that you hold on to pain and dislike to other people, the more your soul suffers, the more you feel this pain in your heart, and that's just going to cause you to dislike life. It's going to cause you to not feel happy in the moment, and it's just going to cause you to be a miserable person at the end of the day. So the most important thing when it comes to family and friends is learn how to get by grudges, arguments, etc. And slowly but surely, these will be the best relationships you have developed over time. And lastly, number 5, the 5th thing that you should do every single day to live your best life, to improve, to be happy, and just to feel purpose and clarity on this life that we live right now, is every single day you must spend time with God. And that doesn't mean being in the church every single day. That doesn't mean going, I don't know, whatever people think about spending time with God, on their knees, just praying to the man in the sky. But this means that you need to spend time inside, reflecting internally, because God is inside of us. We are all a branch. He is the trunk, and we are all branches of him. So we all have God inside of us, and we are an extension of God. So what you must do is tap into that connection and feel his presence within you. And you do this by meditating, reflecting on your own thoughts, spending time in quiet, because this is the way that he talks to us. Journaling, expressing your ideas that are stuck in your head onto paper and moving in like a flow state. Recording yourself speak unfiltered, zero scripted, because this is where you connect to your inner self, your God conscious, and you talk and you, I guess in a way, preach through him. His ideas, his morals, his values are going to come and be verbalized through you. And lastly, always, I try to at least every single day read the Bible. Why? Because there's a reason behind why it's been the most popular and best-selling book for the past thousands of years, and why it's always stuck around. It's because there's so much knowledge, there's so much wisdom. Sorry for this dog that's barking. That's inside this book, that it just brings you closer to the wisdom and knowledge of God, but also it brings you peace and clarity in your life. It brings you a sense of understanding of what your mission here on earth is. If you're struggling to find your purpose, if you're struggling to find a reason as to why you're alive, why you're here, what you're supposed to be doing, open up any page in the Bible and make it a habit to read one sentence, one page, one chapter, etc. And you'll see how fast your life transforms and how fast you'll get rid of all anxiety, all your stress, and all your questions will be answered. So how to spend time with God? Pray, spend time in your thoughts alone, meditate, etc. Journal, and speak. Speak to people, speak to yourself, speak to a camera, and then re-listen to yourself speaking. That will improve your speaking, which is one of the most important skills, communication. Because if you can't communicate your thoughts, ideas, and articulate what you have in your mind, you'll never influence other people, you'll never get what you want out of life, and you'll never understand who you truly are. But then also, you'll be able to understand yourself better because you know what you talk about, you know what's important to you, and you know what kind of a person you are and where you need to improve on. So I hope these 5 things has helped you in some sort of way. If you've made it to the end of this video, comment palm tree, that I know that you made it to the end, and I really appreciate if you do, because it takes time to, you know, come up with these ideas and actually speak with them. Like, I'm not just walking and talking in the middle of a walkway for no reason. I want to help you guys physically, mentally, and spiritually. That's why I became an online fitness coach, because I want to help people get better physically, mentally, and spiritually in all realms. So if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, click the first link in the description below, and you'll hop on a call with me, and I'll see how I can help you improve your life, starting with your habits, your eating habits, your training habits, your mental habits, the way that you think. And in less than 3 months, your life's gonna change. I love you guys. I'm gonna leave you like I always do. Remember, include all these 5 things every single day, and you'll live the best day of your life. Create more than you consume, serve others, love everyone. Peace.